Rob-See-Co, Future Farm, looking back to 2023.
Well, welcome back to season 2 of the Future Farm video segments that we have going. You know, as a long-standing video program like we have here with Future Farm, every once in a while you want to get back into these flashback episodes, look back at what we've done before. So, looking back at our first season, so last year, Todd Clausen, what is your favorite segment that we did last year? We did an awful lot.
We did a lot of them, but boy, my favorite segment that really jumps out in my mind was early in the season. We had corn probably V3 to V4, and it was our flag study. And what a flag study is you are monitoring the emergence of the pattern of your corn. So the moment you have the first plant spiking out of the ground, you put a colored flag out there. You come back 24 hours later, you put another colored flag till you exhaust all of your emergence pattern. Well, number one, it sets the stage. It tells you what your establishment is, how many plants per acre, and what I think is more important is the uniformity between plant to plant to plant. And really, as corn farmers, our intention when we plant corn, we want every plant to look like every other plant.
Such a contributor to high yield, isn't it? That uniformity.
I think that first 25 days is the most important 25 days of the corn crop's 130-day life.
I think that was a great segment too, because the whole intention of the Future Farm program is to look at innovative solutions to problems that farmers may have, and it's to look at new products that we want to prove out to make sure they work or not, in order to provide those solutions to farmers. And so, Rob, what is a segment, or what is one of those products that, what's the result from those products that surprised you?
Well, I think the first thing that surprised me was that people watched our first episode. and I was even more surprised when they came back and watched our second episode. But anyway, just all kidding aside, what was most interesting to me was our silage study. We really, there were unintended consequences because we were trying to identify the best hybrids for silage and, the best quantity, the best quality, but we put tune-up plus entries, and what we found was, a dramatic increase in dry yield, in wet yield, and in quality. And that was totally unexpected. So I found that the most interesting result.
Mm-hmm. And we got pictures back from some of those trials that we had out as well from the chopper sitting there, in the chopper, saying what did you do to these two different plants? There'd be rows that were still great green in them, still good moisture, and then just the same hybrid rows over was not fully senesced, but undergoing senescence. So it was really cool to see that stage.
Yeah, plant health was a big part of that. Yeah, maintaining additional plant health with tune-up plus, that made a big difference.
Exactly. That was a really fun study to see, and it was a lot of fun to talk about all throughout the year too.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm. So Paul, back to you. So what results stood out to you the most this year?
Well, like Rob, talking about silage, there was also a quality impact that we saw from some of the products and innovations that we used. It impacted yield, but it also impacted quality. But I think for me, the importance of day one emergence in corn, I think through Future Farm, you could really see the impacts of using products that get you that first day emergence, how impactful that is on yield.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That first day emergence makes up, it's 18 bushels an acre in the trial that we did here at the Future Farm. That's a huge increase in terms of total yield potential from these trials. I really enjoyed seeing, across Tune-Up Plus, it wasn't just the high yield acre that we saw those yield results on. We also saw it on that challenged acre, the tough acre, where we saw really dramatic improvements too. So that was really fun to see.
I think one other factor that we saw out in the field that I didn't expect was the use of live Brady rhizobia in that soybean pail, and the impact it had on rotated fields where you wouldn't expect much impact at all with the addition of Brady rhizobia. We looked at roots sample after sample where the treated with the live Brady rhizobia from the pail, from the Tune-Up Plus pail, where it had dramatically more, almost 10 times more nodulation than those that didn't have the Brady rhizobia and the Tune-Up Plus. Amazing difference.
Yeah, we reviewed a lot of really fun products this last year, and looking at this year, what we're going to be reviewing and studying, it's going to be a lot of more fun stuff that we're going to be talking here about in incoming segments.